In a peaceful village nestled between emerald fields and towering mountains, there lived a blacksmith named Arjun. His hands, hardened by years of work, shaped iron into marvelous creations, gates that stood tall, tools that endured, and art that inspired awe among all who saw it. Yet, despite his gift, Arjun carried a silent struggle, one that dimmed the shine of his reputation. He could not wake up early. Every morning, as dawn painted the sky with shades of gold, Arjun's alarm would chime persistently by his bedside. Yet the comfort of his warm blanket, the embrace of sleep, always proved stronger than his intentions. Again and again, he pressed the snooze button, lost in dreams while the world outside awakened to possibility. Hours slipped away unnoticed. He'd miss gatherings in the village square, deliver orders late, and gradually, the trust and admiration he had earned began to fade. People noticed. His father worried, offering gentle reminders. The elders, wise with years, shared their counsel. "The world moves with the sun, Arjun," they'd say. But Arjun would only shrug, brushing off their words with a smile. "What's the big deal? I work best at night. I'll get it done, one way or another." But what he didn't understand was that life, like the river running beside the village, flowed forward without waiting. With each late morning, he let opportunities drift beyond his grasp. Then came the announcement of the grand annual festival, a time when the entire village came together in celebration. The chief called a meeting, assigning every villager a role. To Arjun, he entrusted the most important task, designing the majestic iron gate for the temple, a symbol of unity, strength, and pride. The very next morning, the chief arrived at Arjun's workshop to discuss the design. But the doors were closed. The tools were silent. Arjun was still lost in sleep. Frustrated, the chief turned to another blacksmith, Mohan. Although Mohan's hands were less skilled than Arjun's, he was known for his reliability. He was always awake with the dawn, ready to serve. When Arjun finally woke and heard what had happened, his heart was heavy with regret. He had lost the chance of a lifetime, not because he lacked talent, but because he had not mastered his mornings. Ashamed and desperate for guidance, he sought out his grandfather, a man whose wisdom was as steady as the mountains. "Grandfather," Arjun admitted, "I don't understand why I struggle with this. I try to wake up, but I always fail. Why does it matter so much?" His grandfather smiled, eyes kind and understanding. "Waking up early is not just about beating the sun, Arjun," he said gently. "It's about embracing the rhythm of life. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, in a village much like theirs, lived two farmers, Viram and Sohan. They owned the same land, worked with the same tools, and lived beneath the same sky, but their habits set them apart. Viram greeted the sun each morning, finishing most of his work before noon. He rested, read, and enjoyed the company of his family. His harvests were always plentiful. Sohan, on the other hand, slept through the morning, hurried through his work, and spent his days fatigued and anxious. One year, a storm struck the land, fierce and relentless. Viram, having stored his crops early, weathered it with ease. Sohan, caught unprepared, lost nearly everything. The lesson was clear. Life rewards those who move with its rhythm, not behind it. That night, Arjun made a decision. He set his alarm for 5:30 a.m. The next morning, as temptation to sleep in tugged at him, he remembered his grandfather's words. He rose, washed his face, and stepped outside, breathing in the crisp morning air. He felt alive, more present than he had in years. He repeated this, day after day, choosing discipline over comfort. He went to bed early, avoided distractions, and even began journaling his progress. Transformation followed. He became sharper, more productive, and slowly, respect returned. The following year, as the festival approached, the chief came to him, not with doubt, but with trust. Arjun completed the most beautiful iron gate the village had ever seen, his name celebrated far and wide. Sitting with his grandfather one evening, Arjun finally understood. Waking up early isn't just a habit, it's the foundation for everything. My focus, my energy, my success. His grandfather nodded, proud. The morning sun brings new opportunities. Those who wake early greet them. Those who sleep in chase what they've missed. And so Arjun became a legend, not just for his skill, but for his transformation. He learned that changing his mornings changed his life. Because rising early isn't just about time, it's about mindset. And when you rise before the world, you rise above it. If you seek change, begin with your mornings. The rest will follow.